Holy, here we go again, Batman.
What's up, guys? You're listening to the NerdSync Podcast, recorded from Bandy Road. I'm Scott Niswander, and sorry if this audio is a little bit lackluster. The room we normally record audio in is 91 degrees Fahrenheit because my AC went out. And for those of you in foreign countries who do not use Fahrenheit but use Celsius, I've done the conversion for you. Don't worry. It is approximately equivalent to a lot of hot. So just keep that in mind. Didn't want to be in there. Don't fret, though. The actual podcast section was recorded before my AC went out, so that is going to be using the better equipment than this. I sat down with Ross Arnold from YouTube, who's a really cool guy. Does a lot of cool special effects videos involving superheroes, and we talked about the Flash TV show that's coming out, because a while back we did a podcast about the new comic book TV shows, but we specifically didn't want to talk about Flash because I knew I wanted to talk about that with Ross. So let's get into that. We also jump around a little bit, talk about special effects and that kind of stuff. We'll get right into that, and we'll see you right here at the end for some more of me talking, because that's what you all love. We didn't talk about Flash at all because I was going to save that for you because I know you're the Flash guy. I'm just looking at the wall behind you and I just see Flash everywhere. So,
yeah. How
excited are you for the Flash TV show? And also, I did not introduce you for any. I did not even tell anyone your name. I am so bad at this podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself then.
Okay. My name is Russ Arnold. I make YouTube videos and superhero related stuff, and I don't know, I have fun.
Yeah, and you did one recently that was like a Kid Arrow versus Deadpool, which I thought it was cute. It was nice. Yeah.
I wasn't that pleased with it because it was really hard to get him to do anything, and literally we had to cut a bunch out because he just didn't want to continue. He was like, "No, I'm finished."
Oh, so you had more planned, but
Yep. Yeah, it was going to be longer, and he had lines, but he just didn't want to say it.
Yep, that's the problem with working with kid actors.
Yeah,
I know, because I used to be one. No, I didn't. That would be amazing.
Oh, I really hope you did.
No, I mean, if you count like school plays and stuff, but that was like when I was in elementary school, and then
it's acting. Acting's acting.
Then I discovered comic books, and I never wanted to leave the house again. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
So let's talk about the Flash TV show. You saw you saw the extended 5-minute trailer thing.
I did indeed.
And what did you think?
I saw it a few times.
Yeah. Are you excited? Did it grab you? Is it the Flash show and the Flash live action thing that you've been wanting?
Yes. I've had problems with the costume. Mm-hmm. I like it. I just don't love it. It's not a comic book costume in my eyes, but I like it for what it is, and I didn't really expect much more from the costume from what the theme of Arrow was. So I really didn't think the effects were going to be as comic booky because the costume didn't really line up with the comic booky feel. But I really like that he seems to really be bright, and when he runs, he goes really bright red and like obviously electric-y. So I was really happy that's the case. As for the story and stuff, it looks it looks great. I think it does look really good, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm right on board with you with the costume. When they first premiered it, it looked too dark and too. Yeah, they were trying to make it almost like how Green Arrow, that whole thing takes place always during nighttime. And I was like, I really hope that they're not going to throw Flash. But from the looks of the trailer, there's a lot of daytime stuff.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah, and like from what you're saying, he in the daytime, in the light, he looks very colorful, which is nice. I like it. It's a different change. It's from Arrow than what we're used to.
Definitely. It looks like such more upbeat than Arrow, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Arrow, but I really wanted the Flash to be bright and comic booky.
Oh, absolutely. Is there anything that, like, maybe you're looking that you want the show to do, like any direction that you want the show to take, any villains that you want to see come forward?
Yes, and I guess this is spoilers if you don't know the comics very well, but I really hope that the character Eddie Thawne isn't Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, whatever, isn't that character, and it's just sort of a red herring, and that the new character, Harrison Wells, is Hunter Zolomon, which is the Wally West version of Reverse Flash, because he just happens to be in a wheelchair and he's like a scientist. So I really hope that's how they go with it. So it's because obviously now a lot of comic book fans are thinking, oh, Eddie Thawne, he's going to be Reverse Flash. So I think that'd be a good way to make that a twist and a surprise even for the comic book fans.
I think that's a really good idea, because everyone's saying like, oh, they got, like you were saying, everyone's expecting that to happen, and then just kind of switch it around on them. I don't know if you, I think, did you watch the breakdown that we did of the? I did,
yeah.
And I was talking about how the guy in the wheelchair, what was his name? Harrison Wells?
Harrison Wells, I think it was.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I think it's that.
I think that's right. I was talking about how someone had commented somewhere on the internet that he could possibly be Chief from Doom Patrol or something, where he's like...
Yeah. I wouldn't have got that, but I watched your comic misconceptions.
Yeah, it was serendipitous that I did that episode almost in line with the Flash trailer breakdown, which was really fun for me, because if I read that on the internet before I did that episode, I would have been like, I don't know what that means. But then... Yeah,
that's exactly me.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, that's kind of a neat idea, but because then you get the idea of him being this kind of crazy person and someone who is just assembling a team of superheroes by destroying their lives or something like that. So they have nothing else to do but be superheroes. And I think that would be a neat way. But I like your idea better, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. But that would be a neat way to expand the universe more, obviously, because we've got quite a few DC shows, but there's only Arrow and Flash that are connected, so it would be cool to keep expanding it within those two shows with bringing in more people like that.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder if if they have any plans for expanding even further, like more shows that are connected, or if they're just going to focus on these two. Because I don't know. I mean, there was a theory that John Diggle from Green Arrow is Green Lantern. Which would be,
I love that. That Diggle is just a nickname or something. I think that's brilliant.
That's a neat idea.
I would love that. I really would, but I just don't see it happening. Although, did you? I mean, I guess you saw Ferris Airfield in the trailer, so there's a link to Green Lantern there. But I mean, that would be incredible. I would love that. I would have loved to not had that ruined for me when it happened. I think I would have exploded or something.
So if you didn't see it coming and all of a sudden they reveal it in the show, you're like, oh my God, what is happening?
Mind blown. Exactly. I wouldn't have been able to control myself. But yeah, there was that would be incredible. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it really would.
It would. I mean, I wonder if that would even fit into that universe, because they're trying to make Arrow that whole like very realistic. The first season, nobody had any sort of superpowers, and the second season, the really only superpowers they had were like punchy powers and not being able to die from regular gunshots or something.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're gonna really take it to the next level and introduce some sort of crazy, like Green Lantern is very different from the world that they set up, effects wise.
The only thing I could think is Diggle would become Green Lantern at this point. He wouldn't have been Green Lantern, would he? Right. So why wasn't he doing all this stuff previous to that? But then, obviously he would. I guess it would be revealed when the Ring spoke to him. But okay, so never mind that bit.
That would be something really weird. That if in the Flash TV show, because we have Ferris Air, if something happened where maybe, I don't know, because I did an episode about Green Lantern like a long time. I think it was like the very first episode of Comic Misconceptions that I did, and so I don't really remember it anymore. But from just pulling off of my memories from past Scott, I think what happened is how Jon Stewart got the ring was... I don't even remember anymore. But nope, not even going to try. I don't even want to try to say something that might be wrong in case everyone yells at me. So anyway... But I think it'd be interesting if we see Ferris Air in Flash, and what if that sets up Green Lantern, and then maybe something happens where that crosses over to Arrow, and then that's when Diggle becomes Green Lantern. So it's even more of a crossover between the two universes. I think that'd be neat.
Definitely. I really hope they have like episodes where it's a cliffhanger in Flash, then you watch the Arrow episode to find out what happened, kind of thing. I really hope that happens.
So
but,
you're
go on, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. So you're really hoping for a lot of crossover between the two of them. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying that they should stand on their own, but you want a big world between them.
I guess it's just because it's me being selfish, because I definitely will be watching both of them, whereas some people might only watch The Flash, so that's it's not going to be good for them if it's half and half in Arrow. But and that's is the same point for if they did start expanding the universe even further and brought in other TV shows, because I don't think I'd want to or have time to watch 4 shows like religiously as I watch things like Arrow.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. There's been so many comic book TV shows and I don't know how I'm going to space it all out and watch all of them without mixing them up or getting them confused. Like, oh, there's a villain in it. No, wait, that was the other TV show. Then what am I watching tonight? I don't know. And then it's...
Exactly.
But I'm kind of liking it, though. All the TV shows. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. I thought Gotham looked really good, just as a side note. What did you think about that? Sorry.
I talked about this with Chris. I was saying that it looks interesting, but I felt like I don't know why they wanted to make that show. It seems like as Chris put it, he said it was CSI Gotham almost. It was just another crime drama, but with a comic book stamp on it, so that they could try to attract more people.
I know exactly what you mean, but maybe I'm just falling for it. But I don't know. I thought I'd actually kind of liked it.
Yeah,
but
don't get me wrong.
Really,
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it like crazy. But
yeah, that sounds like a plausible excuse. Write any generic drama and then stick any superhero character that's not got powers into it, and that'll work.
Exactly. So, yeah, you're writing a TV show, and you're like, well, we need a hook. What's our hook? Oh, also it's a superhero thing. Can we get superheroes in here? What superheroes can we get? Let's do Batman. Well, we can't do Batman. He's in the movies. Let's do everybody besides Batman. Let's do
exactly.
Let's do Gordon, and let's do Bullock and Penguin and all that jazz. I want to find out what kind of villains. Like, it almost seems like it'll be like I don't know, more focused maybe on the Falcones and the Maronis or whatever, that whole crime family stuff. Not less super powered craziness, but more, I don't know, mafia related maybe.
Yeah, I hope we don't see too many of famous Batman villains. That obviously they would be younger at the time, so I wouldn't want to see the Riddler, because then obviously that just completely goes against the idea of the Riddler being a similar age to Batman or whatever in canon. But I mean, back to Flash. I was just thinking then, the whole Green Lantern Diggle thing. I like it, but then do you bring Hal Jordan into it? And I mean, Hal and Barry have a good friendship that I like a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I feel like you'd have to bring him in first, and then for Jon Stewart to take a hold of the ring. I don't know. That's a good point. Something to think about.
Think about that.
Think about that, everybody. All right, guys, a couple more thank yous to give out. This week, I want to thank Salem, who I believe is an author. You can follow Salem at Metapulp on Twitter, or go to metapulp.com. That's METAPULP, Metapulp, where you can see Salem's books like Black Hole Butterfly, as well as Pearly Incognito, which is having a giveaway on Goodreads that ends June 16th. So go check those out. I kind of want to check these out as well, I'll be honest. So once again, thank you so much for supporting the podcast, Salem. You're awesome. And let's get right back into the show.
I mean, because I would love to see Hal Jordan, but then how long till we see Diggle as Green Lantern? Would
Hal Jordan have to die, and then the Ring would find Diggle after that?
Maybe.
If they're trying to do something completely different, I don't know. And then I'm trying to watch that episode, but I'm too busy watching Batman vs Superman, because that'll be out at that time. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I don't even know what to think about that movie. Yeah. I want it to be good, but I don't. I don't have. Everyone wants it to be good. Yeah, I know. I do. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I hear there's a rumor that Flash is going to make an appearance, but it's going to be for one frame of the entire movie because he's running so fast. So you have to picture it out. I made that up. Totally made that up.
You got me excited. You really got me excited there.
You're going to go frame by frame through the movie looking for Flash, just like a red blur in the background.
I actually do think the Flash will show up though. I really do.
In that movie?
In just a reference. Like I think they will. I think a way to also bring. Sorry, this is going so off tangent from the TV show, but I can just talk about this stuff.
It's Flash related, so
yeah. So what about if they can sort of redeem themselves for how many people died in the buildings or whatever by someone just mentioning on a news report or something that, oh, well, these buildings were falling down, but suddenly all the people just disappeared and transported out to a field nearby or something. And they just saw a red blur. And it's not really like, oh, it's the Flash, but it's, oh, what's this weird red blur that saved all the people from the falling down buildings? Or something along those lines.
I like that. That's a good idea. Because that might help people sleep better at night, knowing that not all those people died in Man of Steel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Warner Brothers, check me out.
Yeah. Can you be hired as a writer for the next Batman, Superman franchise, Justice League thing?
I would have to see if I can fit it into my schedule.
Yeah, you're a busy person. I get that.
I am. I'm busy. But yeah, so I did want to know what you thought of the Flash trailer, because I mean we've mostly talked about my thoughts on it. What's your favorite thing about the trailer?
My favorite thing about the trailer, other than Danielle Panabaker, because for some reason I love her, but
right.
I would say I really like the graphic, like the visual effects and everything. I think look really nice for a lot, like for a TV show even. I think look really cool, and that makes me excited because I was expecting a lot of just horribly done rush job, cheesy looking stuff, and I don't think it looks. I won't say that it looks movie quality, but it looks a lot better than I expected, and so that has me excited. And the fact that they're bringing in people with actual powers and not just people that are punchy people or whatever, like an Arrow.
Yeah. All the fume effect stuff, like the clouds and stuff, that looked so great.
Good.
I thought that was impressive, like really impressive. And that one shot where he jumps over the cab to catch the biker, I was like, this is amazing. Obviously, some effects are better than others.
Yeah. And you'll have that a lot, I think, with TV shows. They'll be like, well, this is more important than this quick shot. Like a lot of if you slow down him running really fast shots, they don't look super great, but that's because people aren't going to slow it down. They're going to watch it for a half a second and then they're not going to notice. So
yeah, exactly.
They can afford to spend a little bit less time there, but for the big epic stuff, like you were saying, the fume effects and the tornadoes and all that stuff, that's what's going to catch everyone's eye. That's the stuff that they should spend a lot of time on, and I think that looks really good. So
I was just remembering the part where you were going through the trailer and the two taxis just disappear for a frame.
Yep.
Which that's I mean, I imagine it's just a glitch in the render, but that's pretty funny.
I was I mean, because normally I say normally, we've only done it twice, but for when I did the first trailer breakdown, I literally went through the entire trailer frame by frame. The Flash one, I didn't have that much time because it was like, what day can Chris come over? Oh, it's that soon? Dang it. All right, well, I'll try to just do it. And then we just happened to be going through frame by frame, and I was like, wait, what? And then two taxis just disappear randomly, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
And we tried to rationalize it and say that Flash had just tapped into some weird time stream or something, where he vibrated and they weren't there or something. I don't know how Flash works.
That could happen. In the comics, I can't remember exactly what vehicle it was. It may have been a train, but he took it into the Speed Force by accident, and I can't remember what happened, but he was running with it and then it just disappeared. It went into the Speed Force. Okay, so it's not
impossible for those taxis to have been taken up by the Speed Force then, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Sounds
exactly.
good to me.
That's what I'm telling you. It's kind of nice to see that like big TV professional CGI and stuff has little glitches and stuff like that, because when I'm editing something and a little thing glitches or whatever, and I didn't notice it, and I'm watching it back and it does a weird thing like that, I'm like, I suck. But
Yep.
I'm happy that it happens in professional stuff.
It makes you feel better about yourself. Like, well, if they can get away with it, then I can get away with it. Yeah,
Exactly. And I bet they didn't even notice.
yeah. I mean, we're all harder on ourselves than everyone viewing it, I think.
Definitely.
I mean, that's just, I don't do visual effects anymore, but I really miss it. And
it's so fun.
I just, when Video Copilot releases a new thing, and I'm like, I want to do something with it, but I don't have the time.
Did you see his recent video with the
guns, the
sci-fi guns? Oh, it looked so good.
I
it
literally
looked so nice.
saw that today, and I went to go get my Nerf gun. One of them I had painted to look like that, and I'm like, I could do this right now. I could make that video right now, but then I would spend all day trying to make it look cool, and I'm like, I have stuff to do. That's the worst part for me, is I miss doing it, but I don't have a lot of time, and that makes me sad. But,
yeah, exactly.
Back to Flash, though. Do you think we're going to see any sort of time travel in the show? Because we've seen that before with Flash.
I really hope so. I really think it's going to play a big part in the storyline, especially obviously because it's going to be a lot about his mother's death and stuff. And I mean, because obviously we've got Flashpoint, which is entirely based around the fact that his mother was murdered and whatnot. So I think it's definitely going to be a big influence on the show. I don't know if it's going to be like I think Andrew Kreisberg said something along the lines of a Doctor Who feel, but I can't imagine it being, we're going to different time zones in every episode or something. I think it's largely going to be based in this time zone, just with maybe a feel of Doctor Who knows, but I think he said something along the lines of it being of him talking with the guy who's from Doctor Who to get in the same level or something. I don't know. I
like the idea of like maybe the first season kind of sets up the characters and everything, and maybe a later season at the end, like a season finale of one season, he runs so fast he travels back in time on accident, or travels to a different timeline or something by accident, and then the rest of the remaining season is him like freaking out trying to get back. So it's like one overarching timeline story.
Oh,
that would be
interesting. That would be really. I definitely would like to see the first time, whether it is a whole season or just a couple of episodes or something. I really like the idea of him trying to figure out a way to get back, because it's, I don't know, reminiscent of Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then maybe when he goes back, a lot of things have changed or something because of the classic time travel stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Classic paradoxes.
I don't know if you've ever watched the show Eureka. It was...
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, yeah, it's to keep it short, it's a sci-fi series about a town of geniuses, super geniuses, and so tons of things go crazy because someone will invent something new that, oh no, now the town's being destroyed because of it, or someone will do something that's like, oh, all of a sudden everything is levitating and we can't have that, so let's try to fix it. So I really I really enjoyed it. It lasted 5 seasons. It's more of like it's like a comedy sci-fi thing. It's really fun.
Right. Oh, wow.
But one of the things they do, I really enjoyed it. One of the things that they did is, for one season, they go back in time on accident, or I can't remember if it was on accident or on purpose, but they go back in time, and then they when they come back, the whole town is different, and like things have changed, but they don't do
what you get.
Unlike other time travel stuff where they try to go back and fix it, they're just like, no, this is good, and we'll just keep it. And for the rest of the series, everything is different. And like people are in relationships, people who were in relationships aren't in relationships, buildings are different, and people are different, and things are crazy weird. And it was a weird choice, but I really caught on. At first I'm like, they're going to go fix this, right? And then they just never did.
That really just seemed like a weird thing to just decide, nah.
So
it seems weird.
Yeah, if Flash did something like that, where all of a sudden one of the characters was replaced by another actor and nobody said anything about it, but
that would be a good way to explain it if they wanted to, replace someone.
If somebody didn't want to do it, but they still wanted that character around, they're like, oh, hey, this is that same character, but you just changed something in the past, and somehow that changed nothing but the one character's looks.
Yeah. How would you feel if they did something like that, but the only thing that had changed was, I don't know, something ridiculous like TVs played upside down, and then throughout the entire series, just TVs were always
in the
upside
background.
down.
There's TV upside down TV pictures, and everyone's okay with it. That would be so
Exactly.
funny. That's like that would be that'd be amazing. I would love that.
It would be a cool little, like a running joke through the show, I think. That would be quite fun. And everyone's just like watching it fine. That would be kind of funny.
They'll do the little newscasts of things like, today on the news, there was the red blur saved, but it's just completely upside down, and then
Completely normal.
Nobody says anything about it.
That would be, I think that would be I would watch the show just based on that, even if it wasn't my favorite character or anything. I would just watch that based on upside down TV.
Every single episode, they would have someone watching upside down TV, whether it's in the background or in the front, but you would always have to like look for it and be like, oh, there it is. That's the TV of this episode. And
exactly.
Amazing. That would be so cool.
That would be good.
Is there anything else that you want to say about the Flash show? Maybe something? No? Tackled just about everything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone should watch it because it looks like it's going to be great. And I guess the more popular the Flash becomes as a hero, the more likely we're going to get him in film. So
would you like to see the actor who plays him now in the big screen playing Flash?
No. I do. I mean, I love Arrow and I love Flash TV show, I guess, because I've only seen a little bit of it, but I assume I will. But I just think they should keep it separate. I think I definitely would definitely be a bit excited if I was sat watching Batman vs Superman and then Grant Gustin walks in. I think I'd be like, oh my god, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But all in all, I really do hope they get like a proper big actor and a real Flash costume and whatnot.
You know, it's something really interesting that I just thought of, because you have the things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is like in sync with the movies and stuff like that, or even just the connected worlds of Green Arrow and Flash. Wouldn't it be just really funny and random if Arrow's doing something, he's fighting a villain, and all of a sudden we just see Flash come in fighting somebody, and then he just leaves, and then Arrow's like, oh, that was weird, and then he just goes back to his normal thing, and then we pick that up in like the Flash TV show, and it's like, oh, this is why that happened, and then that would be really cool. Like, did you see the last season of Arrested Development? Yes.
Where like you watch an episode and then something weird happens, or some character does something, and then in the next episode we see why they did that, kind of like that, but obviously been in two different shows. That would be really cool. Like you see something
from some person's perspective, and then you cut to someone else's perspective, and
exactly. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
It wouldn't be like a direct crossover of like, you know, this episode ends and it's going to take place from the next show, but it's just a really quick thing that's like, oh, Barry stopped by fighting some guy. I helped him. I shot an arrow, and then I went back to doing my own thing. And then they kind of explain that, and they go back to that in Flash, where he's like, oh yeah, Green Arrow showed up and shot an arrow at this guy, and then that was it was helpful.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Funny. That'd be funny.
That would be that. I heard this thing. Well, I didn't hear something. Whatever. Someone suggested that they think it would be a good idea for all DC films, DC TV shows, and DC animated TV shows and films should be all in the same universe. And I just think that seems way too complicated and ridiculous.
Nobody can see how wide my eyes got when you suggested that.
Yeah,
but
it was
no.
I had the same reaction. I was like, yeah, that's just too much of a hassle to even bother doing that, I think.
Do you think that kind of grand scale of stuff is going to happen, where, I mean, we see a lot of attacks on the cities or whatever, but do you think we'll see an alien invasion of some kind, or something that might need to unite those two to have one big epic thing, or even more heroes come in, something bigger than just a thug on a street or a guy with
in the Flash show? Do you think they should bring aliens in?
No, I don't. But I only mention that because when I think of the cartoons, I think of the Watchtower in space, and then I think of them always fighting aliens or something.
I'd really like an E.T. style alien coming down, like if a parademon or something was on Earth and it was like it didn't actually know where it was or something, and it was like a bit of a mystery, and it wasn't attacking people, so they did have to stop it and stuff, but it was more like a lost rabid animal.
It didn't know what it was doing. It wasn't like alien attacking people just for the sake of attacking people. It was like
exactly, yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new here. I don't know what the rules are. I'm not supposed to rip people in half. Nah, I didn't know that. Cut me some slack.
Precisely. I think that would be kind of cool. And then it would like connect the world with Apocalypse and whatnot, and broaden the universe. But it wouldn't be as cliche as, oh no, there's aliens come down to destroy Earth for no reason at all, except they want to build a universal highway through our... Exactly.
All right, so that'll be it for this conversation about the Flash TV show. And if people want to follow Ross on the internet, where can they find you? Obviously YouTube, right? You have a couple channels.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see a lot of cool stuff, well, you know, I don't know if I can call it cool, but some people like it. My old channel,
it's cool.
Thank you. Thanks. Then you can check out my old channel, which is just Ross Arnold SAN. That's my name, San, like Daniel San. So it's Ross Arnold San. And that is the same thing as my Twitter. And then you can see my new YouTube channel, which is Comic Cinema, like Comics Cinema.
Thank you for joining and talking about Flash, because I am not an expert on Flash in any means at all. And so I appreciate you coming and clearing some stuff up that is helpful for me.
Thank you for having me.
A little bit shorter of an episode this week because we only had one topic to really talk about, but it was really fun. And if you want to follow Ross and his stuff, I want to clarify about how you spell Comic Cinema. It's actually COMIXINEMA. Just want to make sure you're following the right thing. I don't know if there's other Comic Cinema things out there, but that one is Ross. And of course, his old channel is Russ Arnold San, as he said, S-A-N. So follow that, and also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. If you have a topic that you want us to talk about on a podcast, you can do so by commenting in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this, nobody's watching this, you're always listening to it. If you're listening to this on iTunes or someplace that doesn't really have a comment section, then hey, tweet us at NerdSync, or go to our Facebook page and send us a message there as well. I'm Scott Niswander once again. Thank you once more to Ross for joining, and thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome. And you know, it doesn't take too long to write us a cool review on iTunes. Give us 5 stars, give us 4 stars, be honest, you know. But the reviews and stuff really, really help out, guys. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.